trying to be dependent. I need money never ending. I'm talking 100%. I need the only you rent it. Word.
Yeah. Bet.
Let's go. I love
the
man. I love the intro, man.
Yeah, took me it didn't take me that long actually. I was kind of surprised. Canva doing it all.
Bro, I'm not good at that stuff. So I'm gonna leave that stuff up to you, bro.
No, it was kind of fun. So it was a good little project though. But man, how's everything going, man? Got big moves going on. I see working with Kevin, getting deals done with Kevin and what's going on there?
Yeah, man. Let me give Kevin Cho a really quick shout out. So we just closed the deal.
Actually, you froze a little bit.
Like that analog. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here. You're good. But you're cutting out though. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I should go to the back. Let me see. This is unexpected. Let me go to the back right quick. God dang it. Hold on. I'm gonna press mute because it's really loud in the living room.
No, you're good. So what's been going on with tell you a little bit about what we're going on today. Like you see, we're doing deal analysis. We also are going to we might do a live call today too. I might have one ready to go with the seller and agent. If you guys know that my main thing is I do agent outreach, I connect with agents, I do all that kind of stuff. Javs is more of a direct to seller kind of person. So we may have something like that, but we're also going to go over analyzing creative deals and all that kind of good stuff. So you in a good area?
Yes, I should be in a really, really good area now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, cool. Okay, so we just closed the deal today with Kevin Cho. He's part of the Sub 2 community. We closed one with Paulina Hurtado. She's part of the Sub 2 community. And my funding partner, his last name is Neely. I can't give out his first name. He said he'd rather not have his information out there. And I'm like, all right, cool. Cool, no problem. So we all literally just closed this deal today. I'm super excited about it because it has an indoor pool, and I want to just break down the deal, y'all. I want to
that's what we're doing today.
Show y'all exactly what's going on.
We're gonna hop into it. Let's start it off right now.
All right, then. But big shout out, man, Kevin Cho for this one. Let me type in my deal analyzer. Second. A lot of they have like different spreadsheets, but because I'm not really a spreadsheets type of person, so he created one for me. I'm getting ready to share my screen.
Okay, but
give me one quick second. Save a copy.
And talking about spreadsheets, because we're talking about deal analysis and underwriting deals, right? Everybody not everybody, but some people feel like that you need like this special spreadsheet that's gonna tell you all the answers. Is that the case? Or like how do you think a spreadsheet should be used and utilized?
Repeat that question one more time. I want to answer you.
Yeah. So especially me when I just started off, I felt like I needed a spreadsheet for everything. So I felt like I needed a spreadsheet for wholesaling, how to underwrite deals, creative deals, just regular wholesale and fixed flip deals, all this kind of stuff. I feel like a spreadsheet is what I need to be successful inside of this thing, like inside of this industry type of thing. How do you feel about spreadsheets, and do you think they're as valuable as people think they are?
To me, honestly, now that I'm utilizing a spreadsheet, I think it's very, very important to have one that you're comfortable using, just because it's especially with what we're doing. Like, we're just trying to determine, hey, is this a deal or is this not a deal? So with us, we can easily just come in here and plug and play the numbers, right? And I'm getting ready to show you guys this. Pull it up. But I think it's very important that you do use spreadsheets. If you're not a spreadsheets person, kind of like how I am, I usually just write all of the information down, like all of the numbers, everything that I need. I would just literally write everything out. And so my partner, Ben, he got tired of it. And he's like, "Hey, dude, you know, you you're doing the exact same thing. Like you're doing the exact same thing every time you pull up a deal, and you're trying to determine. And I'm observing you, and it's just you're wasting a lot of time." And I'm like, "How am I wasting time? Like this is how I figure out if this is a deal or not." And he's like, "Well, you need a spreadsheet." So he came in and he figured out exactly all the info I needed. And he was like, "Look, I'm gonna take about maybe 5 minutes to put a spreadsheet together, and then we're done." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, whatever." So he literally came in here and he put together this spreadsheet right here. We call it the Creative Deal Analyzer, and all it is, it just tells us, is this a deal or is this no deal? Like, are we going to keep it or are we going to assign it? And it lets us know our cash on cash return, which lets us know how long it'll take us to get our money back, all of that good old stuff. Um, but I think it's very important if you are like a spreadsheet savvy person, to actually utilize it. Some people like myself, I wasn't using a spreadsheet. I knew what numbers I needed. I would use a pen, a paper, and a calculator, and I would literally do exactly what you guys are doing on these spreadsheets. And now I actually value these. I think they're very valuable.
Yeah, hundred
My
percent.
opinion, I think spreadsheets are very valuable.
Yeah, 100%. I'm me myself. I'm a very analytical person. Like I need to see. Like I'm a visual person, and like I
Hmm.
need to know the numbers. And
Yep.
so, like, if the numbers make sense, they make sense. And so, when it comes to spreadsheets, it was very easy for me to like understand the concept of like kind of putting everything that I need to like calculate into like whatever I'm looking for, and then
Uh
just
huh.
kind of subtract based off like what I need to, and then you find your numbers. So, as far as like structuring a spreadsheet, yeah, you might if you're not as tech savvy or know about spreadsheets like that, you might have somebody help you like make something like that. But if you're like really kind of like tech savvy, you know about Excel sheets and all that kind of stuff, you can really build your own spreadsheet. Like I'm sure, did you guys build this one, the one that you have?
Yes, we built
Yeah.
this one.
So I built my own too. Change things along, and that way it can cater to anything that I personally kind of like. So they're not hard to make, but at the same time, it's I feel like spreadsheets are definitely valuable, especially like underwriters. Underwriters, I just had an
Yes.
underwriter on my team, just added on. Um, so yeah, underwriters are definitely valuable. Helping them with a spreadsheet just makes them their job 10 times faster. Honestly.
100%, bro. I appreciate that. So let's I want to show y'all the surprise really, really quick. I want to show y'all this because it is I love this property, man. This is like a really, really, really nice property. I think y'all will like it when y'all see it. I'm about to pull it up in a second. I just kind of want to let a couple people get in here really quick. So give me like 2 seconds.
Yes, sir. How'd you find this deal?
So this deal actually came from Paulina Hurtado. She's an investor slash wholesaler. If the wholesale deal looks good to her, so she literally just out of the blue hit me up and was like, "Hey Jabs, can you lock up this deal for me or lock up this lead for me, and we maybe partner on it or something?" And I'm like, "Sure." She didn't know that I live near this property. Y'all ready to see this property? Like, do y'all want to see it? Oh, damn it! I already gave you a surprise. All right, here it is, right here. Boom. So this house has an indoor pool. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to walk you through it. I'm about to tell you how we got it, how we funded it, everything, and analyze it. Mainly analyzing this deal.
Ooh, that's a nice pool.
By the way, this was not the seller. This is us. Like we put it out for rent while we had it under contract. By the way.
Yeah.
So, but this deal came from Paulina. She wholesale from time to time, but she's an actual buyer, and she's just like, "Hey, I don't think I want to, I don't know if I want to purchase this property or not, but this lead, they actually need help. Can you help them? Can you help me close this lead?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool." Got on the phone with the lead. She gave me the number, the email, the address, everything I needed. So I said, "Okay, cool. What's next? Like, you want me to go ahead and call them?" So I waited like 2 days. I don't like to seem like I'm desperate. I don't need these deals. I mean, in the seller's mind, they should know we don't need the deal, but I do want it, right? So what I do is I do like a little. Sometimes I do some psychological stuff, like, hey, I know you told me to call this date, but I'm going to wait because I don't need you, right? That's just me. That's Jabs. Y'all don't steal that method. That's just me. Y'all could probably lose a deal if you do what I do. I just know how to close. So I got on the phone with the lead 2 days later. We chatted, and they said, "Hey, listen, I don't know what you're trying to do. I really don't care what you're trying to do. But if you're not coming in and trying to make these payments or catch us up, we don't need to talk."
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's music to my ears. Tell me what's going on. Like, what's the situation? And then they straight up told me, they said, and numbers tell me a story. Numbers tell me a story. Every time they give me their numbers, every time they give me their down payment or their monthly payments, that those numbers tell me a story. I'm a numbers person. So this is exactly what they told me. They said, listen, Mr. Jabs, and I went on Instagram Live, and y'all can go listen to it on my Instagram Live, Jabs_Carter84. But got on the phone, they said, listen, we need someone that's willing to come in and just take over our payments. They pitched me sub two. I didn't come in and tell them what I'm going to do.
It's crazy how it's happening a lot now.
So I'm like, wow, like, is this too good to be true? So I'm talking to them, and they're like, hey, listen, if you can come in and take over our payments, like, we're good. Like, the payments on this property is really, really, it's high, it's too high for us right now. Okay. So I'm asking them, well, what's your PITI? What is the PITI? What's your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment? And so they told me, and they said, well, we're paying $29.50 a month. That was almost a red flag to me.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's a high payment. Yeah. That's not a normal payment. But look what they're paying for. You know what I mean? We got a 4-bed, 3-bath, 3,400 square foot house with an indoor pool.
Yeah, it's big.
Indoor pool.
You don't see that in Florida.
This is a lovely property. A lovely property. So, and I'm sharing the address because this is our property now. We just closed on it today, so I don't care if anybody sees it. That's fine. I actually want you guys to come by and view it. Leave a note on the door and say, hey, Jazz, we saw your YouTube video. You and Damien, y'all are crushing it, and we just want to thank you. I'm cool with that. So she said, hey, we're paying $29.50. And I said, okay, you're making the payment, $29.50 a month. No big deal. How much do you guys need in order for y'all to walk away from this property?
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you the number she said. $5,000.
Oh, really?
We're giving the seller $5,000. $5,000. If you give me $5,000, you can come in and take over the payments. Okay, now that I'm taking over your payments, are you guys behind? Do y'all have any liens, or is there anything on this property? Like, what's going on? Yeah, we're behind about $5,700. Okay, no big deal. No big deal at all. All right, so here is what we call the entry fee. The entry fee is how we analyze our creative deals. And like I said, numbers tell me a story. So these arrears, that doesn't scare me. That's like 2 months of a missed payment. No big deal. $5,000, they're really, really motivated. Like, this is a hot lead. Very, very hot. Tells me they're ready to go. They don't care about anything else. They just want us to come in, take over their payments. They want us to have a solution for them. Like, they already have the solution. But again, numbers tell me a story. So where's this $5,000 going? All we're looking to do is put this money into an apartment. We want to pay at least 2 times the rent, and we also want to pay our dog fee for moving in. And this is going to cover like the what did she say? It was some type of a fee that she had to pay for the leasing office. And I'm like, wow. And all you want is $5,000. Perfect. So she's getting $5,000. We had to pay her $2,600 up front. And that money came from Kevin Cho. Kevin Cho let us borrow $2,600. We paid him back $4,100 today. Like, we literally just Zelled him over.
Oh, wow.
But we paid him. I hope I'm not wrong on those numbers. $2,600 plus we gave him back. I think it was a $1,800 fee. Yeah. So whatever the math is on that, just know he gave us around $2,600, and he made $4,100 today.
How long? So touch on that real quick. How long did you hold his money for?
30 days.
30 days.
Yep.
So he got paid. What? I don't even know. That's like 100 and something over hundred
Mhm.
and something return, and for just having his money out in 1 day in 30 days, right?
Yes.
Honestly, it's not even his money, probably, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's
making moves. That's Gatorland for you. But yeah,
yep.
keep going.
So he was our Gator lender, which was phenomenal. We paid him back in 30 days, which was today. And so let's talk about the rehab on this property. We put in probably 5 grand. I think Ben we spent like 5 grand. We paid the we actually we actually hired the contractors before we closed this so that they can get it nice, clean, so that we can go ahead and turn around and rent this bad baby out for like 39.50.
Yeah.
So um but the entry fee, it just tells us how much money it's going to cost us to get into the deal, and it also lets us know how much money we need to go out and go raise for this deal.
Yeah.
So we got 7 components, right? We got the cash to seller, cost of acquisition. Cost of acquisition is just basically assignment fees, agent commissions, referral fees, anything.
Hmm.
So let's touch on that real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say touch on that.
Paulina, at first, she wanted to come in and partner with us, and we were like, we could, but the split is going to be a little different, just because we're going to be doing all of the work. We're going to raise all of the money, and the splits is just not going to be. I think you may not like the splits, being that you are an investor. And so she was like, yeah, I really don't care. I just want a cash flow. And I'm like, okay, here's the cash flow numbers, and here's what you're getting. She was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and just give me an assignment fee. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. It's just a rule of thumb that we have whenever we're doing deals with other investors. It just has to make sense for everybody. She said, hey, I don't think that works for me, but I'm cool with taking a $5,000 assignment fee. So perfect. Okay, cool. We give you 5 grand. She's making her money, and we caught up the arrears, which was 5,700. Or I'm sorry, we're going to catch up the arrears, which was 5,700. The rehab is 5 grand. Holding costs. I want to touch on that really quick. Holding costs. What we usually do is we take 3 months of the PITI plus we have utilities. We take 3 months of the
Hmm.
PITI and we take 3 months of the utilities. What does that mean? So let's look at that number really, really quick. I did mine's a little
That's really important
differently
too.
because we got a tenant already lined up. Say that again.
No, so that's really important too. Like the holdback fee is like a lot of people think
Okay.
that oh, we'll get this rented out, like as soon as we buy it, or we'll get it around next month. Don't do that. Don't do that
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
don't know what's gonna happen later on, and you'll be stuck
Yep.
and be behind. That's how the quickest reason people get fall behind is because they don't take at least 3 months of holdback.
100%. I'm glad you brought that up. So what we usually do is if it's in a great neighborhood and we don't when we assume that we're not nobody's going to come in and break windows and um damage our garage doors or anything like that. If we're in a good neighborhood, we're going to predict that, hey, maybe the property is going to be vacant for about 3 months.
Hmm.
So if it's in a D C or D class area, then we're going to hold the property. We're going to predict that we're going to hold the property vacant for about 6 months. Nobody wants to move to the C class, D class areas, which is fine, no problem. But you got to put money back because you have to pay the mortgage and you got to pay the utilities every single month that no one is sitting there or living there. You have to cover that. It's not the seller's responsibility. It's yours. Now that we've taken this property over, subject to basically taking over their payments, that is now our responsibility. So, and we want to make sure that we have the seller's best interest. If you're not ready for this, please do not come in and try to take over someone's mortgage knowing that you cannot make this payment.
Yep.
So I just wanted to throw that disclaimer out there really, really quick, because we don't want to get in trouble and then just a lot of stuff. So I take 2950, my PITI or my mortgage, multiply that by 3 months, and that gives me a total of 8850. Right
Hmm.
now, that's my mortgage for the next 3 months. I'm gonna have to put back 8850. Now we got utilities. Damien, since me and you are on here, throw out
Yeah.
some utilities that we may have to pay.
Utilities. You got water. You got electricity. You got gas. You
Mm-hmm.
got cable if you're running cable through it. I think those are the main ones that you have to
Perfect.
really take care of. Yeah.
So he just named 4 utilities. That's perfect. So even though I put utilities right here, they're you can call them expenses. Um, that's what a lot of people say expenses. I just say utilities. So
Yeah.
we got water. Keep this 8850 number in mind. Let me put that right here. 8850. Give me one sec. 8850. So let's say we got water, and then we got gas, electric, and the last one is lawn care.
Yeah.
Lawn care, because you're going to have to pay someone to take care of the yard because you could get fined by the city. The
Hmm.
city will come by, and if you don't, if that grass isn't cut, they're going to give you a fine. That fine could add up, and you're going to have to pay like a huge fee. And you can get your property foreclosed on if you don't pay these link. Like what's going to happen is because you've been because the fees have been adding up. Eventually, they're going to put a lien on your property, and if that lien isn't getting paid, now your property can be subject to going to the foreclosure, or I'm
Hmm.
sorry, your property can go into foreclosure because you haven't paid this lien. So to avoid that, we want to put back at least 3 months of the utilities, or I'm sorry, expenses. So here's how I kind of calculate it. If a property is worth $500,000 or lower, then we shouldn't be paying no more than $100 a month for each expense. So water, we're gonna say $100, plus we got gas, our gas bill, maybe $100. Even if it don't have gas in there, I'm still adding $100.
And
Just
Jazz, I want to ask you real quick, how are you figuring out these numbers?
life. Every time I get a
That's
bill
what I though. Yeah.
for vacant property, every time I've got a bill, my bill was like at least 79, $80, and nobody's living there. Like no one's living there. So this is just kind of like a roundabout number. It's not an exact number, but we just kind of like guesstimate, hey, we're going to pay at least $100 per month on this utility. And so that was a really good question. But it's really like a guesstimate. You can round, $200 just to be on the safe side. I do 100 because we're not spending no more than $100. It's a vacant house, so I'm assuming that there is nobody should be in there. So, but we usually just use $100. If you live in a house and you're using all your electricity, of course your light bill is going to be $250. But if no one's there, then for whatever reason, Encore, TXU, they still charge you. We still got AC units running and all of that stuff, but it's no more than about $100 per month. So we got water, we got gas, that's $100. Then we have electric. We're gonna guesstimate that's going to be about $100, and then we got the lawn care. Now I know it doesn't cost $100 to cut someone's yard, but we always want to assume the worst. I'm always thinking worst case scenario. What if someone says, "Hey, I'll do it for $100"? I buy out of this out of state, so sometimes I may have to pay that extra fee because I don't know what the yard looks like. I don't know nothing, so I just may have to pay that extra fee. Just always think worst case scenario. Be conservative with the numbers. So now that we got $400 that we're holding back per month for our holding costs for our expenses, I'm going to take this $400 and I'm going to multiply that by 3 months. And that's going to give me a total of $1,200 per month. I'm sorry, $1,200 for those 3 months. Right? So I'm going to put this to the side really, really quick. That's $1,200. So in total, let's look at that. 8850 plus $1,200. That's probably like 10 grand. So that's $10,000 that I'm putting back for holding costs. That's just for holding costs. So 10 grand. Closing costs, roughly, we're going to spend probably 3,500 up to maybe $5,000. I always do worst case scenario. So I'm doing $5,000. Now, marketing cost could be something like, hey, I'm calling someone to put out some bandit signs, or maybe I'm hiring an agent to come here, baby. Come on. Go in the living room. Sorry about that. My daughter's here running around naked. So I hired an agent. They say, hey, I'll find you a tenant or I'll find you a wrap buyer or whatever you're looking for, but you know, I need a fee. Okay, perfect. Maybe I want to go out and put out some Facebook ads. I have to spend a couple $100. So that's marketing costs. I usually don't pay marketing costs. I don't put anything back for marketing costs just because we use Facebook faithfully. Facebook Marketplace, that never failed
Mhm.
me. That has never failed me. I've always found a tenant and I've always found a wrap buyer. So if you want to be really technical, our entry fee is $35,000. But because, and don't try this at home if you don't have the experience or if you don't have the ability to negotiate this type of a structure that we did, do not try this at home. But because we already found a tenant, because we were able to market this out while we had it under contract, I'm not putting anything back for holding costs. My tenant is about to move in a few days.
Yeah.
And they're going to put down a deposit. Bro, this deal was crazy. It was crazy. Like, we already got somebody lined up right now at
Where'd you
39.50.
find the tenant at?
We found it on Zillow.
Zillow.
So
Okay.
Ben, he had posted it on Zillow. We had a few people that wanted to apply. He posted a really good post. So we had way more applications come in. We had a lot of people actually reach out to Ben because of this posting. And I think what it was the pool, the indoor pool.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Because like I said, you only get that like in Florida.
Yeah. I think it was because of the indoor pool. So now that we know that we can get $39.50 for this property, all right, cool. Again, don't try this at home. But I didn't put anything back for holding costs just because we already got a tenant that's moving in a few days. So, but keep in mind, guys, if I were to put back funds for holding costs, I will put back 10 grand. We got to be on the safe side. But because I already have a tenant, I'm not putting anything back. So we're basically borrowing $25,000 to get inside this deal, right? Okay. I'm going to show you where we're going with this in a second. Now, we have our rent at $39.50, which means right now we're cash flowing $1,000. That's just right now before we put back funds for our expenses. So with war chest, let me rewind that real quick. Let's talk about expenses. So expenses is everything that's going to come out of your total rent or your gross income every single month. So every time we get paid, even though we're making $39.50 on this property, we're not making $39.50. We're probably making maybe $500-$600 a month. But let's find out how much we're going to make a month.
So what's the terminology for that $39.50?
Well, say that one more time.
What's the terminology used for that $39.50? Like, what's the
That's the gross rental income.
Right, exactly. So make sure you guys like point that out because I mean, there's so many times that people send me the numbers. Oh, this is cash flowing like exactly that much. I'm like, bro, it's not. Like that's just like that's your gross net income. That's not your actual like net.
Yep.
And so yeah, that's like really important because I don't know how many people come to me tell me that.
Perfect. I'm glad you brought that up as well. So what Damien is talking about is the gross cash flow before expenses. You have your gross cash flow, which what I like to say, it's nasty, ill, gross. That's not actually going into my pocket every single month. So the reason why it's not going into my pocket is because I have to put funds back for war chest. I have to pay my private money lender. If this property was free and clear, I would have to pay insurance, taxes. We still have to pay taxes and insurance. But if I was making a payment to my seller, I still got to pay the seller. And then I also have to put 10% back for property management. Mm-hmm. So my my net cash flow wouldn't be $1,000 anymore. So let's find out exactly how much is that. So typically, whenever we're putting money back or funds back for war chest is like capital expenditures. If something happens to the roof, maybe something happens to the toilet or something like that, we just put funds back. We put funds to the side for just in case. Mm-hmm. You also got vacancies. You want to put some funds back for that stuff. So we call war chest just the just in case something happens. We just put some money back to the side, right? So we usually take 10% of the total rent amount. So we would take $39.50 and multiply that by 10%, which I know the answer to it, but let's just look at it real quick. So we take $39.50, multiply that by 10%, and that gives us $395. So we're going to put back $395 per month on this deal. So far we're at $605. Okay, perfect. Now, insurance and taxes, that's included inside of my PITI. So I don't have to worry about that. Property management, because I'm literally 15 minutes away from this property, I'm going to self-manage this property. But if I wasn't self-managing it, then I would have to put back another 10% because property managers are they're basically coming and they're saying, hey, we'll manage your property, we'll do everything, but we're going to charge you 10% of what the rent amount is, which is no big deal. Like, no big deal. So that would be an additional $395. Now, because we're not hiring a property management for this particular property, we don't have to put anything back for that. But we do have one more payment that we have to make, and that's to my private money lender. So we're borrowing $25,000, $25,700. Most of the time, I'm using worst case scenario whenever I'm doing my private money lender payment per month. So what I typically do is I'll take this $25,700. Let's just call it $26,000 just to make it even. $26,000. I'm gonna multiply that by worst case scenario because a lot of guys right now they're charging 15% interest. At first it was like 8, then 12, then 10, and now they went up to 15%. So I'm doing worst case scenario. So $26,000 at 15%. That's $3,900 a year that the private money lender will be making. $3,900 a year. So in order for me to find out how much I'm going to pay my private money lender, I'm going to divide this number by 12 months. And I'm paying a total of $325 per month. So here is what this deal looks like. We're all in this deal, $26,000, right? We're able to rent this thing out for $39.50. Our expenses are $36.70. Where did we come up with the expenses? Well, we got PITI, which is $29.50. Then we got war chest. Some guys, they don't put funds back for war chest. Some people they'll put that, and I do it sometimes as well. They'll put that up here inside of the entry fee and just put back a full year of expenses. You can do that as well, just to cut this cost down. But let's keep it simple. So our war chest is $395 a month. We have to pay our private money lender $325, and that's how we came up with $3,670. So now our net cash flow that goes into our pocket is actually $280, which gives us, technically it's an infinite cash on cash return because I'm not in the deal with $0. I don't have any money coming out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone were to say, well, hey, what's your cash on cash return? It's a 13% cash on cash return.
But
now,
James, you need money to do real estate, bro.
Say that again.
I said, but you need money to do real estate.
No, you don't. And I just literally proved to you that you don't have to use your own money to buy properties in real estate. You do not have to use your own money. You just got to basically know how to leverage, and you have to know how to have a strategy. You got to have an exit strategy. You have to know what you're doing. If you don't, partner with someone that actually does know what they're doing so that you can come in and learn, and then you can start actually buying these deals. But if you don't want to, if you don't want to partner with someone, I would recommend you doing it. I would highly recommend you partnering with someone, especially if you're new and you don't know what you're doing. Partner with someone. They'll give you a lot of credibility. They give you experience, because when you go into people asking for money, or if you're raising money, they're going to want to know, like, what's your background, like, what's your experience? Do you have any experience? No, I don't. Okay, well, do you have a partner with experience? Yes, I have a partner. His name is Damien. He has at least 15 rentals, and he's doing really well. Okay, perfect. I trust you. Here you go. But Mr. Carter, I want 15% on my money. Every deal that I fund for you, I want 15% on my money, and I want my money back in 5 years. Perfect. So let's pretend like this was our money. We actually put our funds into this deal. Let's see what that cash on cash return will look like. Sheesh. 28% cash on cash return. That's a very, very, very high number right there. What does this cash on cash return number mean? All it means is how fast am I getting my money back? That's literally it. Don't even overcomplicate cash on cash return. How fast am I getting my money back? Well, let's find out. So we spent $25,700 to get into this deal. How soon am I going to get my money back? Is it 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years? How soon am I going to see this $25,000 back? Well, let's find out. So we're going to take our net cash flow, $605, and let's just pretend like this is us actually deploying our capital into this deal. So we take our net cash flow, which is $605, 605, and we multiply that by 12 months. So this is what we're making yearly. We're making $72.60 per year. Now, how do we determine the amount of years or the amount of time that we're going to get our money back? All we're going to do is literally take the $25,700. Let me put this to the side really quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Oh, crap. Okay. So we're going to take this 25,700 and divide that by the 7260. So let me just put this down, 7260. And that will let us know how many years it'll take us to get our money back. So 25,700 divided by 7260. It's going to take us 3.5 years to make our money back. If we come in and we deploy $25,000 into this deal, it's going to take us 3.5 years to make our money back. That's what this cash on cash return number means. How fast are you going to make your money back? 3.5 years.
That's good.
That is crazy. I like to see deals at a 15% cash on cash return. That's bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about like a 4.5, maybe 5 year time frame for my private lenders to get their money back if I was to just give them all of the cash flow. If I say, hey, pay me a fee up front, but I'll get you your cash flow for 4 years or 5 years, and then you can start paying me per month of the cash flow. I'm totally open to stuff like that. But I don't want to confuse anybody if y'all are new. So, but that cash on cash return, that really is the way that I kind of analyze every deal. It has to make sense. If this number isn't 15% or greater, I don't even want to look at the deal. But here's what I do. And here's a good way of thinking if y'all are like overthinkers. It's not that it's not a deal. How can we make it a deal? So I'll show you what the numbers look like at first. I'll show you this really, really quick. So at first, the seller was like, hey, give me 40 grand. $40,000. After looking at it, after review on the field, after reviewing the play on the field, the ruling on the field stands. This is no deal. So the entry fee was $60,000. I was like, there is no way we can do this deal. There is no way. Like, it's a 12% cash on cash return before I pay my private money lender and before I put funds back for property management. I was like, there's no way I can do this deal.
And they're in pre-foreclosure and they were asking for 40,000?
40 grand, $40,000. I'm like,
crazy.
Yeah, no
they
way.
They lose their house and they trying to ask for the world.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, no way. So it came down. This deal looked so much better. It looked way better. Way better.
Yeah.
But let's go back to this 40 real quick so that I can kind of show y'all why this stuff really matters. So we're all in on this deal, $60,700. Let's just put it at $61,000. 61 grand. We're all in on this deal. Now, we're cash flowing $605 a month. Okay. No big deal. Sounds good. Now let's figure out how much are we making per year and then divided by 61,000. So 605. I know we're making 7260. Give me 1 second. So 605 times 12. It gives us 7260. Now, how fast am I going to make my money back? 60,700 divided by the 7260. That gives us 8
8 years.
years and some change. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to take us 8 years to make our $60,000 back. That's why
No, it's
this.
not terrible. That's that's really not terrible. But at the same sense, you're talking about you're looking for at least 15. It just means you're not the right buyer for it, right?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So
So, but somebody will
there's.
buy that definitely, especially people that don't really are like real estate investors. They just want to put their
Mhm.
money in real estate. 12% return on your money, like come on now, that's not bad. Like it's better than the
Yeah.
stock markets, better than any of those other kind of things where you can get your money at, and plus you get appreciation, depreciation, all those other kind of benefits. So
I love
that's
it.
not bad.
I love
But
it.
at the same time, what we looking at, 15 and up. We're trying to get the real
Mhm.
bread, trying to get the
For
bag.
sure. 100%, bro. So we got to make sure that these numbers, you know what I'm saying, like they're feasible. Um, Not only are we paying, the seller whenever we're doing these creative deals, but we're also paying assignment fees. We got to put funds back for arrears. I'm sorry, not put funds back, but we got to cover arrears. We got to look at the rehab. We got to look at the holding costs, closing costs, marketing costs. Like we got to look at all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Let
this is
me ask you
how.
this,
Uh huh.
Jazz, with the acquisition, wholesaling, cost of acquisition kind of fee, right? What if somebody says, you know what, like I want 10,000, but in your budget, like you can't do 10,000. Would you be open to the point of cutting them in the cash flow and no doing no assignment and just cutting them in the cash flow like $100 a month for like the next 2 3 years?
100%.
Cool. And
100.
that would help cut down your entry fee, right?
Yes.
Cool.
100%. If the deal doesn't work for me at 10 grand, okay, cool. Well, that's being creative right there, Damien. I love that. I love that you
Yeah.
asked that question. Hey, look, why don't I give you, look, we can do this two different ways. I can pay you something up front. It may not be the full 10, but I'm literally negotiating with this guy right now doing this type of structure. But I can give you something up front, and then the rest I can pay you in monthly payments. So I'm going to give you maybe $100 a month out of the cash flow that we're receiving. Is this something
Yeah.
that you would consider? Yes. Perfect. Because 10,000 just don't work for me right now. And Damien, I'm really glad that you asked me that because now I'm about to start negotiating that with a lot of people.
Yeah. No, I do that a lot, like a lot, a lot.
I'm about to start
I do that
negotiating
a
that
lot.
with a
Cause
lot
the
of
entry
people.
fee be astronomical. I'm like, the thing is, like, I'm not trying to take bread from them, but I be doing low assignment fees.
Yeah.
I be doing low assignment fees. I was like, hey man, look, we can do it this way. If you want more, then I can do you in payments. And they're like, okay, well, then I show my apps like, hey, I'm gonna give you 1,000, maybe 1,500. And they're
Yeah.
like, well, that's too low for me. I was like, well, let me do like 5,000. I'll do you payments over time. They're like, oh, okay, that works.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that's definitely a flex.
I love it, man. I'm about to start utilizing this. So that's just one deal that I wanted to share that just because it's the most recent deal that we just closed today. I wanted to just kind of show everybody like what we need, like the necessary information that we need whenever we're talking to sellers. One thing, the most important thing is whenever you're analyzing a deal, to me, ARV really doesn't matter, but for the newbies, it in a sense it does because you want to make sure that you're not buying a house way over market value. So let's just pretend like this house, and it actually is worth 430, but this house is worth $430,000.
Oh
Her
wow.
mortgage balance on this property is $280,000.
Oh wow. That's even better.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
got a whole bunch of equity in there.
Yeah, a lot. And but this is a seller that's she's going through it. Like she's, hey man, these payments are too high. I just need 5 grand to get out of here. And I think I'm going to surprise her whenever we do a cash out refi and just say, hey, I know we gave you 5 grand like a few years ago, but here's some extra funds just for trusting us to come in and take over your mortgage, care for you and all of that stuff, yada yada. But I think I want to do something like that. Like,
Yeah.
but anyway, so the information that you want to receive is you want to get their mortgage balance. You also want to get you really want to get a mortgage statement. If you can get that far, you pretty much got your hands on a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So the mortgage statement is going to give you the mortgage balance. It's going to give you the interest rate of the property. We like to see, 2%, 3%, sometimes 4, it just depends. Also the PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment. And then you want to know how much cash they need right now up front for you to come in and take over this deal. That is literally all the information that I would need whenever I'm analyzing the deal. All of the other stuff, I can figure that out as we go. Like the cost of acquisition, I can find it out from the wholesaler if I'm paying somebody or an agent. The arrears, that's another important thing that you need to know from the seller. Rehab, we can figure that out as we go. It's important, but if it's one of those clean houses and we don't need to really do a lot, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. But just
And
know
and
that is it
Jazz,
that you have to pay. Yeah.
no, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want you to go back and touch on arrears again and how important that is because do not take the seller's word. Like, what kind of information do they need to provide or be given from the seller to verify like that's actually what the arrears is? Because arrears is a lot, and people just think it's one number, but it can
Hmm.
be added into other stuff.
For sure. So with arrears, whenever you're talking to the sellers about the arrears, and sometimes it could be a sensitive conversation, which is
Yeah.
totally fine. But you just want to make sure that, hey, when we come in and we give you this cash up front, we take over your loan. Is there anything that we would have to catch up on your end? That is like the best way to ask somebody, are they behind on their payments? And so they'll say, yeah, you probably would have to catch up maybe, I don't know, $5,500 plus whatever fees they charge us. Okay, got it. So we got $5,500. That number is so important. You don't want to leave that out because the minute that you take over this property and there is a $5,700 reinstatement fee that you haven't paid and you haven't taken care of that, hey, you might can get this house foreclosed on.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very, very, very important number. And so how can we get that from the sellers is we just ask for the most recent mortgage statement. Hey, do you have the most recent mortgage statement? Do you have the most updated mortgage statement? And up on the top right hand corner, it will tell you amount due $5,500, $5,700. You have to know that number. That number is very, very important. I don't want
Yeah.
anybody getting their house foreclosed on because they missed a $5,700 reinstatement fee.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times, what you want to do is probably get a third party authorization form, and if they
Mm-hmm.
allow you to do that, and that way you can talk to the lenders and get to the banks, and they want to get that mortgage statement and that reinstatement letter, and it's gonna have what the reinstatement letter will have. It'll actually have that amount they're like behind, and it'll have like the trustee or the attorney fee that has to get paid too. So all those extra fees, it'll be
Yep.
counted for. That way you're not missing like a penny behind, and you're not because those can stack up like $7,000 like overward, and that could really kill a deal if it's like pushing it already.
I love it. I love it.
That's killing my deals, so that's why I'm saying it.
We got a question on here. What's up, Kayla? Um, Karen, she asks, what about how to structure a deal masterclass? Your thoughts? If yes, I plan to be here for it. Structuring is exciting to me.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for structuring
Ooh,
class. I can underwrite deals all day long. That's like I said, like matching numbers up and doing all that is fun to me. So
I love that
um,
question. I,
yeah,
I think we should do a series on that. Structuring deals. I would like to have people coming in, bringing their deals so that we can structure them. Hey, we
yeah.
might be the buyers, we may not. You know what I
Bring a
mean?
deal on Thursday. Everybody's
Okay,
here. Bring a deal on Thursday. Let's
I'll
go
even
through them.
bring one.
That what we're doing. Bring a deal. We'll go through everybody's deals.
Man,
Jay
I know
Ren
this.
asking about the applesauce spreadsheet you got.
Oh, somebody asked for the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Okay. Um.
I ain't gonna be I ain't gonna do I ain't gonna put you on the spot or nothing, but
Let me see. I'm gonna have to talk to my partner about it. I will talk to him and see because he's the one who actually put the
Yeah, because
spreadsheet
the thing
together.
is you guys can really create a spreadsheet and I may have a template one that I can give you guys. I have to find one of my old ones. But it's basically all the same stuff. A lot of the stuff that I have on it now is stuff that I look at like personally. I just look at it, so it's probably not going to be the same thing, and it might confuse you if you try to use the one I'm using up to the out as of like a month ago. But I have one that when I first started, I have one that I kind of use to kind of just give me where I need to go, honestly.
Yep. And that's exactly what this spreadsheet is. The one that I have at the bottom. I'll go back to it. I just want to walk y'all through this crib really quick. I know you're not supposed to fall in love with a deal, but I am freaking in love with this property. I am 100% in love with this house.
Especially you already found a tenant before you even got it in.
Yeah.
You really want the only, well, not the only one, but you're the main one that does that consistently, where you actually like able to find somebody beforehand, or let ask the seller to let you market it beforehand.
Yes. So I always ask them like up front, hey, while we have this under contract, will you guys be okay with us like marketing this property out for rent, or maybe marketing this out to seller finance? Because we just want to make sure that, we're getting into a deal that people actually like. I mean, this is obviously our business. We turn around and resell it, or we'll not refinance. We'll rent this thing out, but we want to make sure while we have this under contract, while we have time, instead of wasting that time, give us that time to actually market this property. And if they say yes, that's fine with us. Just give us our money. Perfect. We'll put it in the agreement so that everybody knows that we are out here. We got permission to actually market this property. So we never do it. We don't sneak and try to hide and market. No, we don't have any time for that. So instead of us just waiting all day or waiting all week, or maybe waiting 3 weeks or a month to then start marketing the property, we just ask them, hey, can we start marketing this property right away? We want to get a tenant in here. We want to get a seller finance buyer in here, and we want to make sure that we're walking into a really good deal. Sorry I keep showing y'all the house. I'm just in love with it. I'm in love with it, man. I'll be honest.
Good.
Let me stop sharing it.
But no, I mean, that was a good way to simply just breaking down a deal from beginning to end. I actually had a call with the agent and the seller that I wanted to do too. Honestly, I don't think this deal's gonna be an actual deal.
Got it.
But I think that's even a better reason for it to show you guys, to show you that not everything's gonna be a deal.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then we can kind of see if they have any questions about structuring the deal, because they've been blowing me up. I've been telling them, hey, hold on, wait, just wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I got you.
Right.
I love that question, Karen. While he does that, but I think we can start doing how to structure a deal masterclass, maybe a series. We can go over how to structure cash deals. I mean, I'm all about creative. Like, that is my thing. I love creative. So we probably can do a series on that. I'll press mute, Damien. I talk a lot.
I don't know what's going on, honestly. Hold on. I forgot her name. Hey, D.
Hello.
Hey, sorry about that. We were playing phone tag.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Is Desmond still available, or is it still a little bit late for him?
He told me about 7, so I texted him and I told him I was supposed for you to call, so I can call him. Hopefully he answers.
Okay, bet. And then just real quick, I know you did this like 3 times already, but if you don't mind, give me a quick summary, like what was kind of going on again? Just refresh my memory.
Yeah, he's trying to sell his home out in Saginaw. Right now, he recently terminated the contract with the listing agent for their home, and so right now it's not on the market. But I'm working with him because he's going through a divorce, so I'm helping him buy another house, which we're under contract under the contingency that this home is being sold by May 31st. So he's just open to seeing what options you have available for him to try to keep this house sold. He's a real stickler. He's confident in the value of his property. So, anything like too low, I know he won't be interested in. But right now, we're just trying to see what options he has to sell this house. 5 bedroom, 4 bath. Right now, I believe it's listed for about $468, $469. Well, it was listed for $468, $469. So, yeah, right now we're just going to talk about options to,
Do you by chance know what year it was built or no?
It's 2 years old, he told me.
Oh wow, so he just got this.
Yeah.
Cool. No equity. Cool. All right, so yeah, let's give him a call.
All right, well, no.
Yeah, my man ain't got no equity on this house. That's probably why he ain't selling it.
Lock that thing up, baby.
Let me see, Saginaw. Saginaw is in Fort Worth, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Saginaw.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I do have Desmond on the line as well.
Oh,
Damien,
yeah.
This is Mr. Desmond Allison, and Mr. Desmond, this is Damien Cook.
All right, nice to meet you, sir.
Hey, how you doing, my man? Sound like you were jamming over there.
No, I probably hear the TV.
Oh, okay, I got you. How's everything going?
All right, yourself?
I mean, I can't complain. I'm being blessed and busy. Just trying to stay that way. So D was catching me up a little bit of what's kind of going on. I know you she's helping you find a new house right now that you guys look like you got under contract. You're trying to sell the one you got right now.
Right.
Cool. So she'll fill me in a little bit. So and as far as where you guys last left off with D, what did she kind of tell you about kind of what we do?
Nothing at all.
Okay, cool. So just to kind of set up front, I'm an investor, so I'm here just to kind of see if we're a good fit for each other, and just kind of pass you my options of what we possibly can do.
Okay.
I'm not the kind of investor that kind of likes to lowball for a cash offer. I like to work things out in the best favor of the seller and myself. That work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what I'm looking at is, I actually didn't even get the address of your property, but what I'm looking at is you were looking at a certain price that you were looking to stay at, just so you can have enough to pay for this house that you're trying to buy, correct?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
part of it.
What's the other part?
I'm, I know what my house is worth, and you know, I
You
want to get a price for it.
you want to get the price for it, and what's that price?
I know the house is valued at $465,000.
465, you said?
Right, and
Oh,
in 2021, I had an appraisal done, and it was 485.
yeah, most definitely. And I mean, I know, probably your previous realtor. Say you had a previous realtor, right?
Yeah.
What kind of happened with them?
He just wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. He wasn't marketing the house correctly.
Yeah, I feel that. And that's honestly a lot what a lot of agents doing it nowadays, and they're just putting it out there, just throwing a price tag on it, and just worrying about their commission, and not being upfront with the sellers about what's kind of going on. So I definitely get that.
Not this agent though.
No, yeah, right. Not D. D know what she's doing. But no. Oh, sorry, that's my daughter. Okay, I'm gonna put on another one for you. You get one more. You get one more. Yeah, my bad about that.
So, what do you do? What do you offer?
Yeah, so what I offer is I like to give the sellers our asking price. I like to work with them and try to get them asking price and let that benefit both of us. It just depends on how we get them that asking price. So when you're asking about that 465, I'm open to give you that 465, right? It just depends on how I get you that 465, and so you can get your house that you're actually looking for to buy out there, and that way I can actually buy the one that you're trying to sell.
Okay.
Okay. So when I'm looking, so for this instance, how much left do you have on that house you just bought? You said you just bought it about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So you're still
I I looked at it the other day. I owe about 90,000 on this one.
Oh, 90,000. So you paid it almost all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Perfect.
Down payment when I bought it 2 years ago.
You say you did what?
I put $250 as a down payment when I bought it 2 years ago.
Sheesh. My
And
man.
you know, I've been putting $1,000 toward the principal every month.
Extra on top of your mortgage, right?
Right.
Oh yeah, you've been doing it right. Okay, cool. So you got plenty equity in there. So what I'm trying to do is I'm okay with the 465 price, right? So what I'm trying to do is I'll get you that price, but how much are you needing to go ahead and purchase that new house? What are you trying to do with that?
Well, you know that I mean that's already done. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you already. I'm sorry.
I
So
want to put it down to where the payment will be, you know, pretty similar to what I'm paying now. You know what I mean?
got you. And trying to keep the payments the same around the mortgage payment. So what I'm trying to see is basically what with that 465, I'm willing to give it to you. It's just I'm trying to get you partial of that up front, and then I'm gonna pay you the rest over time.
Part of it up front and then the rest when.
Over time. So you tell me at that point, because at this point you're the bank of Desmond. You tell me how long you want to hold that. You tell me how you want to get that back. You make the rules as far as how that goes.
Tell me how much of that are you planning on paying up front?
Well,
If I
that
were to do something.
so typically when I'm dealing with sellers in this kind of situation, and not saying this is your situation, but I'm dealing with people in pre-foreclosure or people that need to relocate that pay two different mortgages or they have no equity, but you have plenty of equity, so it's not your situation. So I'm typically sometimes they're like, hey, just take my house payments over, and you know I'll just give you my keys, no payments anyways, or just give me $5,000 and I'll walk away. Now your situation is a little bit different, so you know you have a lot of equity, so the ball is kind of a little bit in your court. I'm just used to doing about 0 to 5,000, maybe 10,000 up front, and then making the rest over time.
Mm-hmm. I would not be interested in doing anything like that.
Okay. So, do you mind telling me why? I know it's like usually like a few things that people tell me. It's like either they need the money right now, like what sounds like you need it for this house. They don't really understand it, or they just don't like me. So which one you think it is?
To not like you, but I'm not in foreclosure.
Yep.
You know, our house payments have never been past due,
Mm-hmm.
and plan on being past due, and that's the reason. When I sell this house, I'm gonna be done with it. I want all my money up front.
And you have about 90,000 left, right?
I owe about 90,000 on this house,
Okay.
and I don't even have to make another mortgage payment until June.
Oh, like you just paid March ahead already? That's what you mean?
That's right.
Okay, got you.
April and May.
And okay, yeah, okay. Um, I'm interested in it. I'm interested in it. I'm seeing what we can do. Because when are you trying to get all this done?
Well, we're supposed to close on that house that I bought with D by May 31st. I know
Gotcha.
that's probably not gonna happen,
Okay.
but
What's the worst case scenario if it doesn't happen?
yeah, we could probably extend that, a little bit. But if we don't, then I'm gonna stay right here.
I got you. I mean, but you already making the payments ahead of time. You almost got it paid off anyways.
Mm-hmm. That
Yeah.
was my goal, to have this house paid off in about 4 to 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I'm being transparent with you, I would. I mean, if you got the means to stay there and it's not moving the way it is. I mean, say you don't want to do seller financing, you're not getting the cash offer you want, and you're not in any particular rush to move. I don't know if we'd be the best fit. I mean, I would love to still do the deal with you if you're open up to it. Because like I said, I can give you the full value of what you're looking for. And you wouldn't have to worry about capital gains or anything like that because you already did pay a lot of it up front. So that could be one benefit for you. But other than that, I mean, you're not really in a tight spot. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I would love to still revisit the conversation. Because I know you got till May 31st, and just to keep it on your mind, just keep me as a backup plan. You know, if anything comes up, and then I'll still reach back out and see maybe we can fix something up and make it more interesting for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you this: I had one lady offer me $445,000 cash,
Uh-huh.
and I turned it down because I know what my house is worth.
Yeah, absolutely. And Desmond, let me tell you this. Sometimes I get to the point where like it was this one lady I had, and she was like stronghold. Her house was like 380, I want to say, and I actually gave her
Mhm.
400. I paid her over the price what it was because she was able to do seller finance with me. And
Yeah, but
what was that?
all at once over time.
What was that?
I said all at once or
It was over
over
time.
time.
It was over time. So she did the deal with me. Was I paid her $20,000 over what she was even asking for because no one else would do it. And I said, I'll give you $20,000 over as long as you let me pay you like a good chunk of it up front, and I'll pay the rest over time. We got her paid off in about 7 years. And she liked the payment. She liked the cash flow because it subsidized her previous mortgage. So I know that's what you're trying to do right now, trying to keep her payments low, and it helped keep her payments low. She didn't have to worry about the house, and she just gets mailbox money at that point. She ain't got to worry about rehabs, repairs, maintenance, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, definitely take your time to think about it. I mean, I'm gonna be around. D got my number, and I'm gonna follow up with you regardless of the fact, and to kind of see, what's maybe the game plan if anything changed.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, Desmond, man, you have a good night. I appreciate you for getting on the phone with me this late.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good evening.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, D.
All right, Mr. Desmond, I'm gonna call you right back.
All right, cool,
Good call, bro.
cool.
Good
Yeah,
call.
I feel like he's gonna be a deal because
Yeah.
I hadn't even seen the house honestly, so I had no clue what it looks like.
You don't need to see
Yeah, I don't
it.
need to see it.
That's the beauty of creative finance. See,
Yeah,
hey,
I
are
really
you
need to see it.
interested? Or is this something that you could possibly be open to? You know what I mean? That was a really good call, bro.
Yeah, so no, I think he's gonna be interested in like that'll definitely be a end of the month type of call. He'll call back, and I think I really kind of got him with that. That third party story is
Yep.
always won the day, and that third party story wasn't even true. So
Ah, he's gonna come back on YouTube and he's gonna see.
no, he definitely is. I messed up. I think it was true, but the numbers are wrong.
Yeah,
The number. I forgot actually what the real numbers were, but it was something like that. But yeah, so hopefully I can get back on here, tell y'all what happened with that deal in a month's time, because we'll definitely be doing this thing since then. Other than that, man, what's some else? I mean, is it do we have any questions come up or anything like that?
I don't see any. Besides me, I said my son was running around naked. I don't know why my kids running around the house naked today.
I wish Abel would do that. Things I'm childish, but I'll start whipping up with a towel and everything.
Come on. But man, I know you got your wife.
Yeah.
It's already 8 o'clock. I don't want to cut it short, but we kind of have to because I want to make sure that he take care of wifey and make sure that they're good. But I'm just kind of pondering on what Karen had asked us, and I'm kind of thinking of something to put together.
Yeah,
So
no, we can do that over a weekend. I know you got that event coming. Oh, me find that thing. I already had it locked up too. You have that event. But Karen's in Houston, I believe. But you have that event coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and we do that kind of deal structure in there. But we can do is do a YouTube live. You picking on one, putting down, and maybe do something like that. Or we can just actually make it like one of these days that we actually like have our podcast, and then just do
Mhm.
like a day where we just do straight. Tell people to bring in the deals. It will
Yep.
do a master underwrite thing. I think that'd be
There
dope.
goes the buy or buy, baby.
Yeah, the buy or buy section.
We can get
Buy
that
or buy.
started.
That's our next segment. You want to do that Thursday?
Oh, that would be lovely, man.
I bet.
I think we should probably maybe build it up.
Yeah, do some promos and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, we can do it next Tuesday, and that way we can take a week where we kind of do some good pubbing for it,
Yep.
and make sure you guys bring your deals that need to be analyzed, and we'll tell you if you need to buy or buy.
Yeah.
You got to put ha
Ah.
ha. All
Let's
right, bet.
go. Let's go. My wife just hopped on to let everybody know my birthday is Thursday. So
Yeah, it is.
I'll be 29, man, in 2 days. I'm I'm gonna be out in California. So Thursday, I'm leaving tomorrow morning at 6. Thursday, bring him deals for his birthday.
There you go. That's a
That's
real one
funny.
right there.
You gotta highlight that
Oh,
one.
yeah,
Bring us some deals for the birthday. So
please.
um what was I saying? Oh, so I'm leaving tomorrow at like I probably have to get up at 4 in the morning so that we can board the flight. We leave at 6. We should be getting there probably like around 9, 10, maybe somewhere around there, Central Standard Time. Um, but I'll be out there until Sunday. But I will still be going live with Damien on Thursday so that we can get our, get our stuff going. Dang, you can see my bed and stuff. Sorry about that, y'all. But so, oh, Joel, what's up, man? But yeah, so what
Joe,
information
my
you need to
man.
bring? All you need to bring is the lead, name, number, and like the most recent updated notes that you have of that lead, and we'll get on the phone with them.
Yeah.
Like
Do you want them to be like specifically creative deals, or do you want them to be any kind of deals that could
any
be
kind of
wholesale?
deals. It could be
Perfect.
cash. It could be creative. Hell, it could be a
Bring it
listing on the
all.
market. Just bring them. We'll, you know what I mean. Thank you. We'll either get on the phone with them. We'll first we'll analyze it, and then if we have to, if you guys want us to just get on the phone with your leads, we'll do that as well. I'm more than willing to do that. Actually, I do that every single day.
Hmm.
So, but we just want to analyze deals, see if we can buy it, or if we can just say, "Hey, bye, guys." Like, yeah, this is not the deal for us.
Please.
Or we can kind of help you out with restructuring the deal to make it make sense.
Yeah. And Joel, yeah, we're I'm definitely buying deals and cash buys in Texas. And Jabs, I don't. Are you doing cash deals right now in Texas?
So if you guys send me a cash deal, here is my response. Hey, guys, as of right now, I'm only buying creative deals, but I'm more than willing to find you a buyer and JV on it if you're willing to JV. So that's my response to cash deals. I can help you
Shout
find
out to D Salazar.
a buyer. But yeah, I can help you guys find a buyer out here in DFW, Texas. Period. I'm the king of finding buyers. That stuff is easy for me. So the question is Jabs, and I've seen this question already. I thought I answered it at the top of the screen. But yes, the ad is still up. You can go look at it and see kind of how my partner Ben, he actually marketed that property.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an elegant post. I'm like, dude, just get to the point. Like,
He probably use ChatGPT. That's what I
yeah,
would done.
yeah.
Easy.
But he made a really
Go for it.
good. He made a really good ad.
Okay, baby, give me 1 second.
So Joel asks, I'm gonna let you read the question.
Yeah, what do you guys think about think of the market here in DFW? Is it suddenly going up again and being sold fast, but at the same time some are not selling either? I think it's definitely zip code specific right now, but I think Dallas is still hot. I don't think it really lost its heat, honestly,
Mhm.
to me. Um, I think it got just more competitive, honestly. And I think
Yeah,
it's still more competitive.
yeah.
Even when it comes to creative deals, when it comes to whole or cash deals, I still get deals coming in my inbox all the time from a lot of people. So the deals are there, or the leads are there. Let me not say the deals, because sometimes they can be leads and not deals, and then not make sense. Um, but I like DFW. DFW, it hasn't ran dry for me yet, and it's such a big metroplex. We got Frisco, Universal Studios coming up. We got what else? I mean, just a lot of people are coming here in general from New York, California, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like it.
Love it.
You got that one?
Okay. So, in your opinion, how would you talk to a business to business agent versus business to consumer seller? How else can we bring agents on to deals? I have one wants to learn investing and creative. You, my friend, you have a unicorn agent. You are working with a unicorn agent right now.
Yo, that question was so crafted. Like, it's crazy you thought that on the spot. It's like that. But yeah, so I do what's it called? So what they just do, they have this it's called CE, and it's called what's it called? Continued education. They have to do that every 2 years or every year. No, every 2 years. They have to take a certain amount of hours of continued education to have their license, right? And so what I do is I go to those continued education classes. They usually at title companies, whatever the case is. I'll go there and I'll be a sponsor at one of those events. And it gives me about 15, 20 minutes to kind of go ahead and talk to a whole bunch of agents about what I do. I'll talk to them about, my creative side. I'll talk to them about I also do credit repair. So I talk to them about how I can help your buyers get through credit repair. And I can also, help you out whatever kind of way it is. I'm a problem solver, right? So I do a lot of those things, and at the same time, I'm kind of educating agents on how to work with investors, especially in this time period right now, and to help them get their listings from off the market a lot faster. So I think that's kind of the best way. It's kind of go where the agents are going to be anyways, and just kind of educate them where you can. You're gonna get. Like the D came from one of those meetings. Like she saw me there. I presented what I did, and she gave me a call. Said I gotta. She stopped me before I even stopped my presentation. She's like, "Hey, I got 2 sellers right now. The exact that situation I would help out." She gave me a call, and that was from one meeting. That's like cost me $15 to just sponsor.
Wow.
And so, I mean, cash on return is crazy if that deal goes through.
I like it. That was a really good answer.
Yeah.
Really good answer. Keep the questions coming, man. Keep them coming.
Yeah, Doe always has great questions.
Hard money lender. Any recommendations? So is this in DFW? If so, my biggest recommendation, and I'm going to recommend this to everybody that's buying a property in DFW. You ready for the name?
I already know what the name is.
Lend More Capital.
I already know.
They are my favorite.
Yeah,
Lend More
cool.
Capital. Oh yeah, they're in DFW. Lend More Capital all day long. You want to look for Tang Nguyen and Matthew Alec. Those are my guys. Let them know that Jab sent you, and they're gonna hook you up. They're gonna give you some. They're gonna cut it. They're gonna cut it a little lenient on the points. I'm gonna tell them, hey guys, give them a break. But they're pretty, man. These people, I don't even know what not to say about Lend More Capital, but those guys, they helped me fund $1 million flip. This was my second fix and flip. I don't even do flips.
Are they cool with like new investors and new like people just starting? Cool.
Yes. They even educated me on how I can move forward with actually obtaining a loan. Cause I'm like, I had a lot of questions. I'm like, okay, hey, I'm really new to the fix and flip game. I really don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I am partnered with somebody who has like all the experience. And so they're like, okay, dude, well, hey, look, this is how you can leverage us, and this is how you can leverage your partner. Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to get into all of the extra details because I don't want to confuse anybody. But they basically, you said Matthew and Tang Nguyen, Tang Nguyen. But they pretty much educated me on how I can get my $1 million flip funded. Like before they even went through the process, they're like, hey, Jabs, so this is what you do. Here are the steps. You're going to have to add yourself to an LLC and blah, 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 blah. But man, they educated the heck out of me. I was like, wow. And I don't know a lot of hard money lenders that do that. I don't go to a lot, but the people that I have spoken to, they weren't so like antsy to give me knowledge, give me education, and help me out throughout the process. Like I'm till this day, I'm still actually making payments to them. Because we're almost done with the flip, and I'll give you guys that address once we sell the property. I want to make sure that this property gets sold. We're almost done with it. I can't let anybody go to that one, but once it's sold and we you know what I mean, we're good, then I can go ahead and blast out the address. That was a good question, Diego. Diego asks, do y'all text blast agents or sellers or cold call more? Do you want me to answer, or you want to answer that one? That
what
was the. It was a
what was
last.
it again? Oh, it was Lads. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you text blast
Come here.
agents?
Come here.
Oh yeah, I do. So I use Astro Blaster still. I use Astro Blaster. Um, I've been slow on it recently. What's up, my man?
So he's just running around naked. So I'm gonna put him up here for a few seconds.
You look just like your wife.
Yeah.
Um, but no. So I do blast text message to agents. That's really been working. I've been getting a couple of leads from them. I actually linked up with one of them yesterday. Cool cat. Show me a property that he just finds houses on MLS. He's like, yeah, I work with investors all the time. Like one of my investors just got big and left me, so I'm looking for somebody to fill the spot. I was like, I got you. And we met up. We walked a couple houses. That wasn't yesterday. That was this weekend. But we did that. He was cool people, and he actually has like two deals that we're looking at that I might hit you up for, Jazz. Actually, now that I think about it, if it's gonna be a fix and flip, no, it's gonna be a fix and rental or
Okay.
bird, I guess, for like pad, for a pad space. I hear you, bro. I'm trying to tell him too. It's gonna be a pad split rental. So I'm looking into that.
Diego. So, I text blast sellers. We don't cold call on my team just because, for one, I don't want them to be afraid of getting cussed out, which they don't care about getting cussed out, but I don't want anybody to quit on me. Like, hey, like I'm good with this cold call and stuff. This ain't for me. But no, but really, we do a lot of text blasting, which we should start implementing cold calling too, because there's phone numbers that are landlines, and obviously we can't text landlines. But for now, we're just straight texting. We're only texting right now because it's quicker and it's easier and it's faster to find out if a seller wants to sell. If they're like, just hey, go off, whatever. We don't want to sell. Leave us alone. Stop texting me. Leave me the F alone. Once we get those messages, we just put them in our not interested buckets and we'll follow up with them every 6 months. We put them in a drip campaign. It just makes it a lot easier versus cold calling thousands of people and talking to people that don't want to talk to you. Like after we text, we'll send them through. We'll push them over to our CRM, which is what you asked earlier, Diego, Follow Up Boss. We use Follow Up Boss for plenty of reasons. It's the best CRM in my opinion. The only thing I don't like about them is they don't have an affiliation program because I would market the heck out of them. I love Follow Up Boss. But yeah, that's that. I just want to kind of throw that out there. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, that's good. I'm in a master plan neighborhood and it's hot demand here. Only thing is HOA and can only rent one property after owning it for a year. What do you guys do in those types of neighborhoods? I I don't think I have ever had to deal with that. I usually try to steer clear of HOAs.
Yeah.
For that reason.
Same.
Yeah, for that reason. That's
Maybe.
kind of stopped a lot of the deals that I've been doing when I first started. So I just stopped. I just said, forget about it, and I stopped looking in those kind of areas.
Yeah. I missed the meetup as well, Joel. I missed it too. I was actually supposed to go, but I had the kids. It's just me and the kids, so I
really wanted to go too.
We also have the YouTube. We got to make sure that we're consistent because people do hold us accountable. They're like, hey guys, when are you guys going live again? And they will hold us accountable and they'll call us out on our stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I definitely wanted to go, but I knew it was on running time with this.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm gonna have to miss this one, unfortunately. But I love going to the meetups all the time. You use Astro Blaster to text blast them? Yep. I got follow up. You got one more.
Why are you watching?
Life of a dad, y'all.
You get on TV.
Life of a dad. See?
She got on TV real cool.
I love it.
Keep talking about me. I can still watch TV.
I'm sorry. Can I just do one more? All right.
All right, y'all. We got 6 minutes.
I forgot what I said. Yeah, I use Astro Blaster. So the answer to that is yes, I do. I think it's been about 3 months. 3 months I've been using it, maybe 2. About to be 3. I like it so far. I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't dove into it as much as I need to be right now, but I will get there. I'm gonna
Ooh,
just
that was a great question, man. I'm gonna let Damien answer that just because
was that it right
I
here?
made a few videos and I put it out there. And I don't know if y'all know how I feel about agents, but
You talking
I'm
about this one right here?
yes.
Man, what's the biggest mindset shift when talking to agents and sellers? What's the key?
Oh my
Man,
goodness.
Already tells my Bible
okay, I got you. I'm gonna change it. My personally thing is, um, I think my mindset was a little bit different just because uh, I am an agent, right? So I'm used to talking to agents anyways. But as far as talking to them through investing, that's totally new to me. So when talking to them, like as an investor, they think they know everything, man, and it's crazy because it'd be the ones that just be like, oh, I've been in the game for 30 years, the 20 years, and they just be the main just ones disrespecting you, and they'd be like, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. This is ridiculous. Why would someone ever do that? Blah blah blah. I'm like, you ain't gotta be that way. Just tell me no, or like so I can get. I mean, I had to develop thick skin over it, and now I just laugh at them and keep it pushing. But my mindset shift had to be where agents are just sometimes you can't teach them all, and you gotta let some of them think they know everything and keep pushing. There's another agent waiting for my call, so that's the best advice I can do for it. Yeah.
Oh man, we missed one. I didn't see this one.
Yeah, the chat been blowing up. I've been missing some. Can you click
Scroll-
on them, or am I
Yeah,
only able to click on them?
you're the one that's able to click
Okay.
on.
Tell me what it is, and I got you.
It says, "What are the personality types you guys deal with? Some agents and sellers are talking openly and a lot. Some are very introverted on text, etc. How do we get them to open up?" That is a really, 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 really good question. So, and there it is right there. So, what are the personality types you guys deal with? Some agents and sellers are talking openly and a lot. Some are
Hmm.
very introverted on text. How do we get them to open up?
Yeah.
So, with texting, our let me get my kids to be quiet for a second. One sec.
Um, I'll keep mine short. It's basically what I just mirror their conversation. So if they're energetic, I'm energetic. If they're straight to the point, then I gotta be straight to the point. For me personally, that's what I'm mainly trying to do. So I just try to mirror whatever personality they got going on.
Perfect. That is exactly how I was about to answer that. Mirroring them. So if we're texting, my point, my goal of texting, yes, we're texting for a reason, but the goal is to get them to get on the phone. So if we're like, if these are cold leads and we're just trying to, market to these leads and say, hey, are you interested in selling? My whole purpose and my whole goal is to actually get them on the phone. I don't want to text forever because you can't get a deal done just strictly through texting. I've seen people close deals just straight texting, but the chances of you actually closing the deal with just texting is just slim to none. So the purpose and the goal is to just go in there and just kind of mirror them. Hey, if you can tell that they're getting straight to the point when you're texting them, hey, how you doing? Do you want to sell? Yes. Okay, how much are you looking for? 340. Okay, what's the condition? Good. Get on the phone with them immediately. Obviously, they're texting thousands of people. So now that you're on the phone with this seller, just depending on their personality type, I'm like, if I was a seller, I would be a red seller. I don't have time. I don't have patience. So I'm gonna get on the phone. What do you want? Well, we want to see if you're interested in selling. I'm interested in selling. So what are you gonna give me? I'm gonna mirror me. I'm gonna make me calm my ass down. Hey, bro, listen. If you want to sell this house, you need to calm down. All right.
Yeah.
I'm mirroring them. This is
Don't be scared to do it either.
I
It's
am
like
not afraid to talk to sellers the way that they're talking to me because they need to know that you're not afraid to talk to them. Okay. Let's just say that.
I'm literally never
So,
selling. I
mama
think as
didn't.
investors, we all are honestly. If somebody's trying to
Yeah,
buy something we all have that mindset because we're too busy trying to buy our next property to worry about
exactly.
selling something. So yeah,
Exactly. So, but
I
just
can
going
do
back to
that.
what Damien said, dang, it's already 8:30. I'm gonna
It
finish
is.
this and then we gotta cut it.
I bet.
Damien's wife is she's not feeling good, and we're actually 30 minutes over, so she might be griping at him tonight, and it's my fault.
No, she
So,
passed.
uh, we appreciate you, Damien. Tell her we all love her. And we definitely appreciate everything she's doing. By the way, she is helping me out a lot with the Instagram graphics that y'all seeing, all the edits, all the content that y'all seeing. She's doing that stuff behind the scenes. I'm not doing that stuff. I'm not good at that. That is not me. So, Damien, if you want to, we can put her out there, put her name
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
most definitely.
Because she's really definitely she's working hard and she's very appreciative. Like we appreciate it. Me and my wife, we love it. I get people that say, "Hey, how are you doing this?" And I just, "Hey, here's the Instagram. Hit her up." But
No, I love that. No, we appreciate it.
yeah. But back to the sellers,
Mhm.
we just mirror them. If they're talking, if they're bold, then we're going to be bold. If they're soft, calm, I'm going to be soft and calm. If it's an older lady, I'm not going to come to her talking to her at 80 miles an hour because she can't really comprehend and understand exactly where we're going. So I'm going to slow my tone down. I'm going to slow my speed down, slow my information that I'm giving her down. I'm giving her what she's giving me. And I'm taking my time with her, just kind of slow rolling. But I just mirror the sellers. No matter what type of personality type it is, we're just mirroring them. That's all we're doing.
100%. Facts.
Yes, Diego, it is. I'm in here right now. So yes, it's treating me good. Damn, y'all. I want to finish these questions, but we can't. Damien got to get back.
Come back Thursday, man. We bring your deals Thursday. Anyways, we might go over some Thursday, but we're gonna plan to do a big masterclass on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All right, cool. I bet. And we're gonna do a better job. I'm gonna do a better job on my side as posting because I don't post this podcast enough, and I'm gonna make sure I do that enough too.
Let's do it, man. We gotta hold each other accountable to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, let's get it.
All right.
Hey, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Catch us Thursday. I'll be in California. So the scenery might be a little bit different, but I'm gonna make sure I'm around some good Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And y'all make sure y'all tell Jazz happy birthday on Thursday too.
Thank you guys.
All
I
right.
appreciate it. See y'all Thursday.
All right.